Hello, people of grace. In our sermon series, we're talking about your soul and the story. And so for today, as kind of a prelude to this upcoming Sunday worship service, we're going to be looking at one statement from Colossians chapter 1. In Christ, all things consist. I really want to unpack that idea of consist, especially thinking about consistency and our consistency. Or what for today I want to call the consistency of clarity. The apostles are clear. The apostle Paul actually says this directly in 1 Corinthians 13, that all of us, even the apostles themselves, those who were eyewitnesses of Jesus, who were personally taught by him, see in a glass darkly. That's a reality we'll have to come to accept. We don't know as much as we might want to know, or even as much as we probably think we know. And so we need to be careful that we respond to life and more importantly to people in faithful, hopeful, and loving ways. But though we see in the glass darkly, we do see some things. And that is what gives us kind of a true north to our compass of our life, at least a right direction to head in, and a sense of consistency and stability as we take that narrow road, that road less traveled. And ultimately, that consistency that gives us some clarity is Christ himself. That's really what Colossians 1:17 is saying when it says that in Christ all comes together. So he is our source of consistency and clarity. In short, he's the hero. We are never going to be the hero of the story, and that's okay if we just accept that reality. But that doesn't mean that we can't live heroically. A heroic response to life is to really look at how reality, everything that's ever existed, this universe, ultimately produced this human we know as Jesus of Nazareth, and that God was in that. So when you look at how Jesus processes life, and he's the hero, that helps us pattern our lives after him and have a heroic response. Well, what did Jesus do? He lived a very virtuous life, we would say a perfect life, and he was hurt. He processed that hurt well. He released it on the cross and forgave people and stayed for people anyway. As we go through this world, we can take enough hurts. Some of them are self-inflicted, some of them are inflicted by other people, some of them are just baked into this fallen world, what the scriptures would call being under the curse. But when we process that well and we remain for people anyway, that's Christ-like. That is a clarity compass. Christ is our true north. That is a consistency of clarity because we are bringing how we process this thing we call life into alignment with how Jesus processed it. That creates an umbrella over us. If we respond well to hurts and trials, we forgive and we stay for God and for people anyway, love God, love your neighbor, then that's an umbrella of covering that shelters our souls and makes us more heroic, more like the hero, more like Christ, and more of a shelter for others. And there's a beauty in how God works as if we truly find shelter for our own souls, we become more of a shelter of others. And that's an encouraging thought. Be a soul shelter. Be heroic. Be like Christ. That's clarity and consistent living. Have a blessed day.